Vrygrond, also known as Capricorn, is a community of 42,000 people, about 30 minutes drive from the centre of Cape Town. 22% of the population here is unemployed, and gang violence is rife. But a collaboration between Capricorn Primary and the Butterfly Art Project has created a haven for the kids of Vrygrond. Angela Kachka, a German art therapist, is the inspiration behind the project.
We are having kids in our program who don't have really adults they can rely on, or well-resourced adults. And at their homes there is a lot happening. There is a lot of violence happening in the families. They witness drug abuse of family members. There is alcoholism and social ills like that.
Last year, violence broke out between rival taxi companies that shut down schools in the area for a week.
The kids were on the road and were witnessing violence and tires burning and people getting shot, walking around with guns in the road. And there was a lot of new, fresh trauma happening for these kids.
The kids are able to process this trauma through art. Akim Yates is 14. After his father died, he struggled to cope and resorted to petty crime. He says he has stopped doing bad stuff since he discovered art.
Our first ever project together was that we did a photography workshop, and he had to go out into the community and photograph the parts of the community that he loved the most. And Akim really stood out in that project. Seeing the community through his eye was a very beautiful thing, because he was able to find beauty in a place where when you first get here, it's difficult to find. From that moment onwards, Akim was so committed to the Butterfly Art Project and what we do that he just changed.
We've got a very dire situation here in Vrygrond, and there are very little possibilities for the people to create their own lives. They somehow are stuck, and it's difficult to get out and make a living and be engaged and be who they actually are. And by teaching them from very early age on to be creative beings and show them that they are the creators of their life and they can do something, we cultivate that skill for them, and they understand that it's up to them. They don't have to wait for anybody to save them. They can do it themselves, and they can create their lives and their careers.
People think that it's so difficult and it must be so sad to see the children and what they go through, but there's so much joy in it. There's so much joy in it because they're so resilient, and despite where they come from and what's going on, they're so enthusiastic and so hungry for receiving what we have to give them.
The joy that the Butterfly Art Project brings to the children of Vrygrond is apparent to anyone who walks into one of their classes. But it takes the generosity of donors to keep a project like this going. Isa Lee-Jacobson for VOA, Cape Town.